For today's adventure, you're going to need a monitor, a keyboard and mouse, a Raspberry Pi. I'm using an Arduino, an ESP32 because it comes with a screen on it, but if you can figure out some other Arduino way to do a screen, that works too. A USB microphone, because the Raspberry Pi doesn't do audio in, and a power supply for your Raspberry Pi. So the first thing you got to do, by the way, I'm just letting it update right now, but it doesn't seem to matter, like, when the first time you start up Raspbian, it likes to update. Anyways, I have a headset right now attached to this, so I'm changed it to analog. And then I went up here to the sound thing, right click, audio inputs, and then make sure that's on USB PNP sound device so it knows where to read sound from. The second thing I had to do was, again, hopefully you can see it past the glare. Again, right click on the sound, go to inputs, and then go to input device settings, because it's turned all the way down for some reason. So yeah, let's crank it back up. Okay. Alright, so I already set these things up on my Pi, but then my sound didn't work well. So we're just going to do it again. Basically you do sudo apt-get update, make sure that's ready. Sudo apt-get upgrade, just make sure you're fully updated. Got all the updates installed. Alright, and then we got I'm just going to go up to, oh, it's not there. Butterscotch. Okay, that's fine. So you want these dependencies installed, and you also want Pi audio, and you also want Python 3 to install requests. And I screwed that up. Let's try this again. And then, I'm just doing this wrong today. Okay. So then you grab this package from Snowboy. It's a zip, so you gotta unzip it. And it puts it into a funny name folder. And so the guide I'm following just basically has you put it there. That's fine. Okay, so we're caught up, and now we gotta get a Snowboy API key. Okay, so let's log in with GitHub. Sure, you can have those authorizations. All right, perfect. So now we got to go to Profile, Settings, and here we go. Grab that API token. At this point, if you want to test whether or not your microphone is working, or at least how well it's working, you can do this command called arecord -d plug hw -d3 test.wave, and basically it'll record a 3-second long wave file, and you do that. And then in order to listen to it, you do aplay test.wave, the name of the file that you just made. Yeah. So at this point, you record yourself saying whatever word that your hot word 3 times using this command. And obviously, I can't do it here because I have the microphone attached to my recording computer rather than the Raspberry Pi. And yeah, and then we send it out using this command. So it turns out that Python 3 seems to have trouble with one of the encodings on the Raspberry Pi. I think it's something to do with the euro symbol and Python 3 not liking to encode it or decode it. Anyways, if you do Python 2.7 and then training service and then put in your files and blah blah, that seems to work. Okay, so this is the script. Basically, you really just have to change a couple of things. I mean, I guess if you're not a male between the ages of whatever, you can change that too. And the microphone. But basically, the main things you care about is this token. That's the token that we just looked at, that Snowboy gives you. And the hot word, since we're doing a swear detector, I'm just going to put the word but. And basically this will kind of join everything together and send it out to Snowboy to have it train the model once we record 3, words of me, 3 samples of me saying that word so that it can train on my voice. So there were a few lines that I had to add to the Snowboy decoder file. In particular, I had to tell it that I'm going to be talking to a serial device over ESP32. Before I forget, I also needed to tell it to import the serial library. And then we start the swear counter. And then this is the while loop that's checking for the word I asked it for, the hot word. And then if it's found that word, then I increase the swear counter and I write that new number to the ESP32. Okay, so real quick, the display code for the ESP32 Heltec, you've got the Heltec library. You got a string, which is what we're going to be reading in from the serial and then printing to the LCD. Then we start this up. We tell the Heltec that we're starting up. We set the font to 10 in Arial plain. Then during the main loop, basically, did we get a message through the USB cord? If we did, then grab it and then basically display it. And then go back to waiting and seeing if we get another message. Okay, so we've got the Raspberry Pi here with 2 cables coming out of it. The white one goes to the Heltec and the black one goes to the microphone. So now when I say a control word or a bunch of other words, nothing happens. But if I say buts, it changes.